Hi everyone, I'm John Hansen.
And Cheryl Hansen with Hansen Family Funeral Services and Hansen Family Life Ministries.
A funeral home, but a lot of people think, well, John, Cheryl, how can you do funerals in your location? Because it doesn't look big enough.
Hansen Family Funeral Services, this is our planning office behind us. It looks like a house. It is a house that we renovated ourselves and made it absolutely beautiful inside. Although most of you will not have been inside of it, because unless you were part of the immediate family, we meet in different locations.
Right.
We'll tell you more about that inside.
All right. This actually is our office where we meet families, and a lot of times is that we'll have them come in, to the door, and we'll sit down here. But we actually go through all the different things that we'll need to for an arrangement conference right here with the family. From a traditional funeral where we have everything right at their church, or for a memorial service, meaning that everything is going to be done maybe at a specified place. And as Cheryl kind of alluded to, is that we don't do things just in churches, is that we find a venue that would be complementary of who that person was and what they were all about. And we've done things at the wildlife sanctuary, to golf courses, many different venues that families look to, and it's our kind of job to help that family be able to tell their story right.
So you've seen the outside of our building. We're at 1644 Lime Kiln Road. You've seen our planning office. It is a small planning office, but it is okay, because guess what? The less we spend on our building, the less we have to charge you. And that's why we were able to bring down the price of funeral service by thousands.
Right.
Now, we still provide full service funerals. So let's say you wanted a traditional funeral. It's just, we do it in other locations. And this wasn't our idea.
Right, we didn't
just like, oh, we should just put all these funerals in other locations. This is when John was at Shower and Schumacher Funeral Home. We were doing a study of opening our own business, and we found 70% of the families were coming to John and saying, I just want to have everything done at my church. Now, with the cremation on the rise, we decided, well, if we're going to open our own business, and people are now being cremated and having their cremations at different, you can really do a cremation service, memorial gathering, almost anywhere. I mean, let's really personalize it now. You can go to a golf course, you can go to a park, you could go to the wildlife sanctuary. We've done them
Yes.
at sepia wedding chapels. If you want a traditional service, let's say you do want the full casket, you want to do the traditional 4 to 8 service with the visitation the next day, and then the service at church. We do that as well.
Yes.
We've had people walk in and say, oh no, I don't even have a church. I don't belong to a church. What do I do? Well, we have churches that we can rent. We have chapels that we can rent. It still ends up being thousands less than what other funeral homes are charging in the area. Truly, we have a phenomenal service to offer families. We can do many different types of packages. If you're worried about money, we can figure out options for you. If you have money, but you just want a professional, well done, cared about service,
Right.
because we will truly take care of you. Ask anybody who has used our services. We put our heart and soul in what we do.
Well, we've been there, and it's hard just that we work, as Cheryl mentioned, is that we work at so many different entities business-wise, throughout the community, and we have such good relations, and we've been in the community, for over 24 years in the funeral industry, and so we have good relations that we can find certainly a place that would be representative of your loved one's life, and just a meaningful tribute to them.
And the funeral service, it's so interesting. It's like, oh, somebody passed away, but the funeral service is actually for the people that are living.
Right.
I mean, honestly, my aunt just passed away. My great aunt, my grandma's sister, this week, and it's super sad. She lost her best friend. It's her last sister. She's now by herself. I mean, so everybody's life has a story. We want it to be told the right way. Everybody's life has purpose. We want it to shine, but also everybody's life touches another. And that is why we are here to take care of the people that are left. Because you know what? You don't know where your life and how many people you touch. People that will show up at your funeral, you don't even realize the impact that you made on them. And that's why we're now doing this Enjoy Life series as well as part of our Hansen Life Ministries. It's something that we do. We do speaking events on Wednesday nights at Celebration Church. It's a non-denominational church on the east side of Green Bay. anyway, it's talking about living life joyfully and living with purpose, because guess what? We see the end of life. We plan the funerals. We write the life stories in the obituary. We've been there. We've seen what people go through. We see great families with great relationships. We see families that don't get along at all. It's okay. We understand. Everybody's in a different state. Everybody's in a different spot financially. Everybody's needs and wants are different. And our goal is to make sure that we give you exactly what you need and what your family needs. And that at the end of the day, you're going to walk out of here saying, you know what, John and Cheryl took care of us.
So right here is just some samples of the urn selection that we have. But what's really interesting is because of our technology and because of the way that we can easily get things, instead of investing in a huge casket selection room, we decided to go with a different type of casket selection process or item selection process, which in turn means that we can basically get anything we need within 24 to 36 hours. It's pretty amazing. At Hansen's, we do cremation services. We also take care of people's traditional funeral services. Let's say you want something more high-end, more traditional. We can go anything from a limousine to a dove release. We personalize everything that you would need to make it just reflect that person. If you want a graveside service, different types of material that urns you can pick from. There's literally thousands through the vendor packages that we use. Also, John does a wonderful job just really looking into going the extra step, organizing flowers for you, showing you the different types of things that and options for you to use during if it's an urn or if it's a casket during a service. There's so many different types of flowers, so many different ways to put them together, and there are some traditions that go with that. Like this particular piece is typical and is usually from the family.
John's on his way inside. Oh, but John, what if you can't get upstairs? You can't even get into this building.
Right.
Is there another way to get in, John?
There is. We actually have a handicap entrance right to the left of the deck here that has a wheelchair lift to allow people with disabilities, or just if you have trouble walking, we can absolutely get you in here. So not a problem.
Absolutely. Do not feel like you cannot get up. We understand there are a lot of people that are not able to do stairs, and we do have access, elevator access. Just call ahead and we'll make sure you can get in.